What's up, guys? Right now it's snowing in Tokyo, and yesterday I was on a job finding event here in Japan. So today I'm gonna talk about my overall experience and what I learned from it. So let's go. So first of all, let me briefly talk about what it is. So this is a job finding event that was organized by my school. So I study right now game programming here in Japan, and I'm still a first year. So they don't really expect me to find a job seriously, but I still take it serious because of course I want to find a job here in Japan. So this is an event that was kind of like 2 hours away from where I live, kind of far away from Tokyo. So you have to take the train for a long time. And then when you arrive, it's really big. It's like a huge event hall with like not just one event, but many events and tons of people. So what you do is you basically stand here and you present your own game, basically what I made in school in my group, and I have to present it to like customers, visitors, or company people with the hopes of eventually like exchanging the business card so I can get a job here in Japan. And you can see it in the picture right here. I stand here like wearing my suit and basically present my game to potential customers. So let me talk about the goods, and then after let me talk about the bad things. So the good things about the event was that I actually got a couple business cards, like from a couple of business people and other types of people. So that is good. The other good thing is like I talked with a lot of people. So this is not just like business people, but also like just friends or like meeting girls, for example. Like there's lots of opportunity to like market yourself or just like socialize and just meet new people. So I met a lot of people there. And the third good thing is like experience, because this is my first time actually joining an event like that. So I got a lot of experience from it. What are the bad things about the event? So first of all, like in the 2 days I went to this event, I stayed per day about for 7 hours. So I would say 90% were students. Like only 10% were really like important people, like company people or people that you can actually exchange the business card. So the reason why that is because like it's mostly like a student event. So not every student is like constantly at their stand. They have like shifts and they also have free time, and in their free time they're gonna watch everything. So you get about 90% like just other students like playing your game, and the really important people is only like 10%. And then of these 10%, like I would say only like 1 out of 9 people actually plays your game or exchanges the business card with you. So really it's like out of 99 people, like only 1 person actually like has any value for you finding a job. And even then, like you have to follow up with a business email, right? I would say that even then, 1 out of 9 cases, like you get a follow-up email, and the other cases you just get nothing. So I think the odds are heavily against you. And I think it's very hard to actually find a job in these type of events. So what I think here, it kind of feels like Santa Claus. So I'm German, and in Germany we got something called the Nikolaus. Basically like, it's kind of like Santa Claus. And when I was a little kid, like Santa Claus used to come to my house. Like he used to walk up to my house, come in, and then give us presents. And when I was a little kid, I thought that was really cool. And I was really surprised that Santa Claus would come in person to our house. But only later I like realized that, you know, this is just some guy wearing a costume, and he was paid by my parents. And in my opinion, the whole event kind of felt like this. So let me talk about the people who actually I got the business card from. There was one guy from a Japanese company that I exchanged the business card with, but only later I found out that he actually gave his business card to everybody. Like at the moment I feel special, like he actually like cared about my game and he thought it was impressive, but only later I found out like every student from my entire school got his business card. So it kind of like means nothing, right? And it feels kind of like Santa Claus because it is almost like the school like knows him. Maybe they're like friends with like a teacher or something, and you just gave him a call, hey, can you come over and like just talk with our students a little bit and exchange your business cards? You don't have to hire anybody. it felt really just like this. It felt like Santa Claus because it didn't really feel real. Like he showed too much interest and he was giving out his business card too much. It didn't feel like he actually wants to hire somebody. It felt more like he just wants to give like the students some experience basically. So the next bad thing is the whole event kind of felt like advertisement. Like I feel like the school organized this event, right? So it heavily felt like this is just an opportunity for the school to advertise itself. Of course, it promises the students to actually like help them find a job. But I think the real intention of the whole event is just like for the school to like present itself and find new like future students. And like I said, 90% of the people who played my game were like other students or like potential students in their future. There were lots of like exchange students, like people who want to actually study in Japan, just like me. And there were also a lot of like people from Japanese middle schools and high schools who like play the games and then get interested in the school and actually want to join it. I think this is the main intention of like the school, is to advertise itself. So the other thing that I found very bad was that my parts which I presented were very bad. Like in my school, I made a couple of really good games. If you're curious, you can like just watch my other videos. So I think I have talent and I think I make a lot of good games, but the game they made me present was one of my worst games actually. It was one of the games where I had like the least say and basically did the least amount of work. So the only thing I did in this game was basically do the backgrounds. I was not really allowed to do anything else. I wasn't allowed to do the programming or like do the character or the animation or the sound or anything. I was only allowed to do the background. And this is the game I had to present. And it's kind of bad, right? Because if you're like a company person or just a general person, a general visitor, you don't really care about the background, right? Nobody's like, oh, this background is really good, I want to hire you. Like this does not happen, right? So you can see like, so I was kind of like handicapped heavily, where I can make great games and I have a lot of skill, but I was not really allowed to show my skill because the teachers like chose what game I have to present. And the game that I had to present was the worst game I ever made. And I only did the background and nothing else. So it's kind of like, I felt very handicapped. And then the last bad thing was nothing was really gained. So we talked about the goods, how I exchanged business cards. So the people I exchanged business cards with, I wrote them a follow-up email, but I got no response whatsoever. So I talked with a lot of people, right? So I made a couple of friends, but none of them really followed me on Instagram. So it's kind of like you meet them once and then never again, right? And I also actually exchanged a couple Instagrams with girls. So there was, for example, this cute Korean girl. So I talked with her, talked about what she was making, like what her school is, and then I asked her for her Instagram, and she actually said yes, but there's no response from her. So you kind of see what I mean when I say like there's nothing gained. It kind of feels like there's no business opportunities, no new friends, and no like girlfriend materials or anything like that. Like everybody exchanged business cards with, for some reason, didn't like follow up at all. Not even like the friends or like the girls. So the whole event felt kind of useless to me. Like the only thing I can really take away is the experience. And that's what we're gonna talk about next. We're gonna talk about what I learned and what I can improve, because I made a couple mistakes in my opinion. So there's three main things that I learned. And the first thing that I learned was to have a growth mindset. Why? Because the whole event felt kind of depressing. It felt depressing because like you didn't gain anything. There were so many times where like there were interesting people, like business people, and they just completely ignored you. Like you're standing here wearing your suit and trying to present your game, and they just don't care at all. Like they look at you, they look at your game, and then just walk past. And it does make you depressed because it makes you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough. And then especially when you like talk with people and you exchange the Instagram and they just don't follow up at all, or you just write an email to someone who you exchange the business card with and they just don't follow up at all, it makes you very depressed, right? It makes you feel like you're kind of useless, nobody really wants you. So what can you do against that? And in my opinion, what you can do against that is to have a growth mindset. And it basically means like the reason why nobody really followed up was because I'm still like level 1. I'm still like at the beginning. The reason why nobody really showed interest in my game or what I do is because it wasn't really good. And the reason why it wasn't really good because I didn't really do much. So from the beginning already, I need to like present a game I'm proud of, that I had a lot of parts in it. And then when I present the game, I need to make it more flashy so that people actually like watch it. And I have to be like speaking to more people and advertise it better. So you can see like having a growth mindset does not make you depressed, does not make you think like, oh, I don't matter, like what I do does not matter, I'm so unimportant, nobody wants me. You don't have these thoughts, but rather you have the thought of like, next time let's do it better. Next time what can I do to learn from it? And that's the whole point of this video. It's basically what I'm trying to teach here is like growth mindset is very important. Then the second thing what I learned is like to have true charisma. And like I said, I was not too antisocial during the whole event. Like I said, I tried to talk with business people, I tried to make friends, I tried to like get some girls' Instagrams and stuff. So I did push myself to like go out and actually meet people, but the whole situation was very forced. It's kind of like someone who does not really have social skills, who tries desperately to have social skills. It's like a step in the right direction, but it's not the end product still. Like my charisma can be much better. And I feel like if I manage to become the type of person that can easily speak with everybody, can easily make friends with everybody, then all these like things help. Like this whole event is basically just a talking event, right? The whole event is just, to socialize and to market yourself. So and the one skill that you need for that is charisma. And that's what I really need to level up. Because if I level the skill up, then everything will become easier. It will be more easy to get like job opportunities, it will be more easy to get friends, and it will be more easy to get girls. So the third thing I learned from it is like that I shouldn't give any fucks at all. And what that basically means is like there was this special lecture we had to attend during the event, and I was standing there with my friend, right? And next to me there was like standing this really pretty girl, right? And I was thinking like, hey, should I just talk with her? Should I just go over and be like, hey, what school are you from? Do you want to maybe exchange the Instagram, something like that? And I didn't do it, even though I had the opportunity. And the reason why I didn't do it is because I was thinking like, oh, what does my friend think when I do that? What does she think? Maybe she's gonna reject me. So in this is, I think, something that happens to many people. And here I would recommend to just not give a fuck at all. And just like in a video game, just like in Skyrim, for example, just do whatever. Just go over. Even if you fail, at least you tried, right? Like, people only learn from making mistakes, right? But if you don't do anything, you cannot learn at all. So it would have been better to just give it a shot, basically. Just try it out. And right now I regret it because who knows, maybe it would have worked. And in finding a job, it's the same thing. Like, there's so many times where like business people walked across and you just have to talk with them, basically. Just like, not just say hello, how are you, like actually like a little bit talk with them, a little bit like advertise your own game, not be shy. I think that would be much better in like you socializing and getting what you want. So let's next talk about my strategy for the next event, because I think my school is gonna organize another event next year. So there's 3 things that in future games I want to actually include. The first thing is ikemen. Ikemen basically in Japanese just means pretty guys. And the reason why is because one thing that I noticed, the things that had the most attention at the whole event was the thing with like pretty guys in it. Why? Because like there were a lot of girls in this event, because it was kind of like, you know, game, animation themed. Like there was lots of like booths with like drawing and stuff. So this brings a lot of girls too, you know, and these girls like ikemen. So if you actually make a game and you include some like pretty anime characters, you're gonna get much more attention. And if you get more attention, then more business people are also gonna come, and like because they want to know what the whole hype is about, right? So this is one of the strategies. The second strategy is kawaii. It's basically the opposite. It's just a guy version. You just include cute girls. I also noticed that the booths with the most attention were the booths where they had some cute anime characters, some VTuber or something like that. That was getting a lot of attention. So if you put this into your game, you also get a lot of attention. And then the third thing I noticed is that it worked really well. It was horror games. Like of the games that actually got the most attention were the horror themed games, and most people wanted to play them just for the shock value, really. You know, if you're with your friends or something and they like dare you to play the horror game, I think that worked really well. So these are the 3 things that I basically try to like put into my games from now on, because I think they're gonna give me a lot more attention and a lot of more opportunities for the future. So that was basically the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Also don't forget to like and subscribe the video, and see you in the next video. Bye.